Welcome to Conversations with Leia. I'm Leia Butler, Realtor with Samson Properties, and I help Maryland families make confident real estate decisions during life's biggest transitions. One of the most difficult conversations a family can have is deciding what to do with a loved one's home after they pass away. Emotions are high. Family members may have different opinions, and sometimes financial decisions often need to be made at a time when no one feels ready to make them. If your family faces this situation, I hope today's conversation gives you a clearer understanding of the questions to ask before making any decision. Consider 3 adult children who have just lost their mother. She lived in the same home for more than 40 years. Now the responsibility of that home rests with them. One sibling wants to sell the home right away, another wants to keep the home because of the memories, and a third lives out of the state and simply isn't sure what the right decision is. Within days, investor postcards begin arriving. Phone calls start coming in. Friends, neighbors, and relatives, they all have advice. Someone advises to sell it. Someone else advises to keep it, renovate it, rent it. The problem wasn't the lack of love and concern. The problem was a lack of information. Before anyone starts cleaning out the home, before accepting a cash offer, before hiring contractors, I encourage families to answer 3 important questions. First, can the property be legally sold? Every family's circumstances are different, and that's why I encourage families to speak with an experienced estate attorney whenever legal questions arise. Once those questions are answered, everyone can move forward with confidence. Second, what is the home actually worth in today's market? And finally, if selling is the right decision, what's the best strategy for achieving the best outcome? Those 3 questions create the foundation for every decision that follows. One of the first questions that families ask me is, what is this home actually worth? And that's where my work begins. I prepare what's called a Comparative Market Analysis, or a CMA. For instance, there are 2 homes on the same street. They have similar square footage, same number of bedrooms, and let's say they were built by the same builder. Most people would expect them to have about the same value, right? But after evaluating recent sales, updates, condition, buyer demand, and today's market, we may discover that one home is worth significantly more than the other. And that's why I don't rely on automated online estimates. A professional market analysis gives families reliable information before making one of the biggest financial decisions they'll ever face. Once this family understood the home's true market value, something changed. They stopped debating opinions and started making decisions based on facts. Once this family understood the home's value, they were finally able to answer the biggest question, and that is, should we sell? And once that decision was made, an entirely different conversation began. How do we position this home to achieve its best possible outcome? Families often ask me, should we renovate before selling? And my answer is not always, and that answer surprises people because sometimes spending $20,000 doesn't increase the home's value by $20,000. Sometimes a professional cleaning, decluttering, and a few cosmetic improvements are all that's needed. Other times, selling the property exactly as it sits is the wiser financial decision. My responsibility is helping families determine which improvements are investments and which are simply expenses. Another aspect of positioning the home to achieve its best possible outcome is I can recognize or recommend a marketing strategy that allows us to learn how buyers are responding before we fully launch it to the market. That information can be incredibly valuable when making pricing decisions. It's a strategy many homeowners have never heard of, but one I enjoy and look forward to discussing when it's appropriate. When offers begin arriving, I remind families that the highest offer isn't always the strongest offer. Imagine receiving two offers. One is $10,000 higher, but it's contingent on the buyer selling another home and requesting significant repairs. The second offer is slightly lower, but the buyer is fully approved, has fewer contingencies, and can close within the family's preferred timeline. A delayed settlement or a failed contract can ultimately cost a family far more than accepting a slightly lower but stronger offer from the very beginning. And that's why every offer deserves careful evaluation and not just the evaluation of a purchase price. In this family's case, having the right information changed everything. Instead of reacting emotionally, they made thoughtful decisions together. Losing a loved one is difficult enough, and decisions about a home shouldn't make that time harder. My job isn't to convince families to sell. Sometimes the best decision is to sell, but sometimes it's to keep the home. My responsibility is to help families understand their options so that they can make the best decision that's right for them. Again, my job is to help them make the right decision for their family. If today's conversation gave you even one question you hadn't considered before, then I hope it has helped you feel a little more prepared. If your family is facing a loss of a loved one and you're unsure of what to do with the home, I'd be honored to sit down with you, answer your questions, and help you understand options that are available to you. I'm Leia Butler. Thank you for joining me for this conversation. I'll see you at our next one. If you missed our first conversation, 7 life events that can change your real estate decisions, I hope you'll watch it next. If you found today's conversation helpful, please like, share, and click my picture below to subscribe.